Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you very much. My name is Warren Knight. Great for the introduction. That was brilliantly well written. Thank you. So I'm going to be talking to you today all about how to do social media in just 30 minutes. I'm going to be sharing some tactics with you, sharing some tools. I've got some templates that I'd like to share with you today, but I'm just going to be taking you on a bit of a journey. But before we go there, how many people here at the moment are not using a digital agency for their social media? Just let me know. Okay, it's quite a few of you in here. Excellent. So who would like a copy of my book then? Who put their hand up? Excellent. Well done. There you go. That's for you, sir.
Thank you.
Hope you enjoy. So I spend a lot of my time kind of online, and what I've also got to give away today is a copy of my DVD. Who would like a copy of my DVD? Brilliant. So this is The Matrix, which I thought quite apt for today. Everything's going to be quite confusing, so enjoy The Matrix. It's 1989. How many people here remember 1989? Must be a few of you here. Excellent. It's about 5 minutes to midnight, and I'm sat in my car in a car park on the M25 at Southmoon service station. All around me, I've got the sounds of different types of music. At that time, for me personally, I was into hip-hop, so I was listening to NWA straight out Compton. But all around me were different sounds of music, and everybody was just waiting for that one thing to happen. At that very moment, I would hear my phone ring. I'd lean down, I'd turn my music off, I'd pick up my smartphone, I'd say, hello? Yep, great, location, brilliant, thank you very much. That call would probably cost me about £5 just to receive that call at that time. But it was all about understanding where we were going. Where was the destination we were going to? At that moment, you'd hear all the engines start up in the cars. People start slowly coming out of the service station, heading all the way up the A1. For probably about 45 minutes, we come to the turn-off, we veer left. We travel all the way down the little roads, winding roads, and then all of a sudden, the bright lights would appear in front of me. The fairground rides. It was an illegal rave. It was where people would go to listen to music. Now, at that time, I was a professional dancer, so I was very fortunate to be able to go backstage, where Soul to Soul were actually playing at that time. So to actually get up on that stage and look over the stage at 20,000 people all in front of you. But the way those companies used to market to us was very simple. They didn't have social media in that time. All they had was word of mouth and a very simple piece of paper that explained exactly what the event was, Dance 89, talk about who was going to be there, Paul Trouble Anderson, Soul to Soul. So my point around this is, keep your message simple. If you're marketing your brand, understand, as we've very much heard about earlier, focusing on your target audience, sharing the passion around what it is you do within your business, and the reasons why you started your business. Keep your message simple. So this is a very simple infographic. I'm going to be touching on all of these social networks very quickly today, just sharing with you some of the benefits around these different social networks. There are some great statistics on here in regards to maybe helping you understand where your target audience hang out. So there's one tool that I'm going to share with you in a minute, which made me smile when I came to it, so you'll know exactly what I'm talking about when I come on it. But first of all, how about a little indicator of what is it that Google's listening to at the moment? Now, to help you a little bit, you can see at the top, what do we see there? What's the most important thing that Google's interested in for our business? Google+. It's an indicator saying that Google wants us to be more social. It wants our businesses to communicate and have those two-way conversations online with our, as we've heard, whether they're building the awareness, they're shouting about us, they're buying products from us, or they're just a little bit interested in what we're saying. It's those people that we need to have those two-way conversations with. Google's making it really easy for us, but also difficult. If you understand it and how to keep things simple, you can build your business and grow that audience online. So a little tool for you. Now, as I take you through the journey that I'm going to be with you about the next sort of 30 odd minutes, you'll understand towards the end the reason why I'm sharing some of these tools with you. This is a really simple and easy to use tool. Anyone using Feedly here at the moment? Okay, cool, there's a few people using Feedly. It's a very simple tool. You can see I've got folders, and as we heard earlier, take the companies where your target audience are listening to, so what online magazines are they listening to, put those into a folder so that when you are sharing the content from that online magazine to your target audience, they click through and read that information. So this is a visual display board of hundreds of different types of online magazines, bloggers, everything that I'm connected to online. You can see there, I think this particular article was posted 40 minutes ago. Everybody wants to know what's happening in real time. By sharing that content in real time, this is a visual display board that gives you that data, so you don't have to go and search for it when it comes to actually sharing your content. Tagboard. So I thought, let me take a look at Click Consultants, some of their clients. One of their clients happened to be in the beauty industry. A particular product that they might use to sell in the beauty industry is Botox. So I took Tagboard and I typed in Botox. Now, Tagboard tells you, as a business, exactly where your target audience are on which different social network. So it brings in Twitter, brings in Facebook, brings in all the different social networks you can see here. So we've got Instagram, Instagram, Instagram. So for this particular company, if they're going to write an article, share some content, visually, it needs to be shown on Instagram, because that's where people are talking about this particular hashtag most of all. So this is a completely free tool to use. It's very simple to use. Take a keyword, put a hashtag in front of it, write it in, click search. You'd be really surprised at which one of the different social networks appears most with this particular keyword. Pinterest. Who uses Pinterest for their business at the moment? Let me know. Excellent. So statistics, 80% women. Now they're saying 80% through mobile. New feature. Got a buy it button. So Pinterest is moving into the world of allowing people to sell products online. Now what they're saying is they're not taking a transaction fee for doing that. What they want brands to do is to promote their pins, which then allows them to make money through that promotion. So when you know where your target audience are, by listening to how these different social networks are helping us connect with our online audience, allows you to understand where to put your marketing budget based on that target audience. Viral Woots. Anyone using Viral Woot here? Okay. Viral Woot is a tool that allows you to schedule your content out onto Pinterest at a specific time of day onto different boards. So rather than actually being at your computer, on your smartphone, whatever it might be, you can be specific at the time of day when you share your content, but more importantly, schedule it to go out to make sure that you are focused on working on the business so that the tools allow you to amplify that message at the right time. There's a little tool called Viral Woot. Most of the tools that I speak about today are free of charge, but Viral Woot is a very small fee. So not expensive, but if you want to use it, make sure you get into ROI around the cost of that on a monthly basis. Twitter, probably the most, who's got Twitter here? There's probably lots of hands up in the air, great. Great tool, great platform. Video is a massive part of where they're going at the moment. But little feature, you can pin your tweets to the top. So what I've got going on at the moment, which is the most important thing for me in my marketing, is about my book. So when people come to my page, I've got nearly 90,000 people that follow me on Twitter. So when people come to me, find me, the first thing that I want them to see is about whatever I'm marketing at that moment. So Twitter allows you to pin that tweet to the very top. Again, this is all about organic search and organic growth. Twitter has a great ads platform, and video is now part of that. So think about that if you're looking at doing your marketing. Facebook. Not always so good from a B2B perspective. Great if you've got a community, closed group. B2B can be quite difficult with Facebook. We've all heard about the problems around organic search. It is difficult to actually really engage and get those posts pushed out to our audience. But custom audience is a great way, once we've defined who our target customers are, and we know that that particular post has worked, you can save that. So that every time you want to go and share a piece of information, and it doesn't have to be a lot of money, you don't have to spend thousands of pounds within the network, You spend as little as £10 a day. But when you've got your custom audience, promoting that content out can be very quick and very easy within Facebook. LinkedIn, touched on it earlier. This is a great way for me where I want to repurpose my content. Now, we've heard our audience want to listen to things and read to things at different times throughout what I like to call the customer acquisition journey. So I took a screen grab this morning before I came here of where some of my posts are at. So you can see this is a post that just went out this morning, but this post went out on Friday, and it's had 2,500 views. It's had 181 people like it, and it's had 14 comments on it. And that happened on Friday. But the title of the blogs are all different. So by repurposing your content, first of all, it starts on my website, and then I put it inside LinkedIn and other places, as well as social media, that allows me to connect with my audience, but also allows the audience to connect with me when it's important to them by sharing this content. So I've had over 100,000 views with my posts inside of LinkedIn. I've got over 6,500 people that follow my posts and 5,000 people that follow me in LinkedIn. Because the content that I push out might not always be at the right time for that specific person, but over a duration period of time, those people start coming back and see the value in what you're doing with your business. Google+, great for SEO. I've written an article, 3 specific keywords. I was on the front page of Google because I wrote my post on my website, put it into Google+. 3 or 4 days later, typed in those keywords, I would appear on the front page of Google because of my Google+ account. So I don't use it as a way to engage with my audience, but I do use it as a way of driving traffic from Google to Google+ over to my website. HootSuite. Who's using HootSuite here? Let me know HootSuite. Got any TweetDeckers in here? TweetDeck. So HootSuite's a fantastic tool to use. I very much use it. It's a social media dashboard. Allows me to communicate my message across different social networks, 4 in particular. It also allows me then to go and push that content out at a specific time of day. It also allows me to listen into conversations. So on the screen here, you can see I'm listening to the conversations around Click Consult Limited. So whatever's going on in real time, I can use this social media dashboard to listen to conversations. Another great way to do that, and I don't know whether or not everybody uses this feature, but inside Twitter, there's a thing called Twitter lists. It allows you to build a list of people that are important to you, a list of companies that you want to keep private to yourself or public to anybody else. You can bring those Twitter lists into a stream here inside of HootSuite. It's a very, very simple tool to use and easy to use, both from a company perspective and an individual perspective. The one thing that they have stopped with HootSuite, though, is allowing you as an individual to communicate onto your personal Facebook page. Facebook have cut that. So you can no longer now communicate on your personal side for HootSuite. And it also has a fantastic app inside of here that allows you then to communicate your target audience. Now, as I said earlier, there is a purpose to the reason why I'm sharing this journey with you, and it will become apparent as we get closer towards the end. Instagram, good little tool on the smartphone, Snapseed. Just take the picture as I did earlier, jump into Snapseed, make it look that little bit better. It's nice and clean, simple, make it look a little bit funky, and then I can then go and share it across my Twitter account, my Facebook account. I can check into this location using Foursquare, and so I can amplify that message again to 4 different social networks using one platform. Now, sometimes that isn't always good as a business, depends on what the way that you want to market your business. Obviously, the things that we do inside of Facebook is very different to the way that we communicate inside of Instagram. Instagram's all about hashtags. You tell your story through hashtags. And that's why Tagboard becomes a really important tool to listen to, because if those people are your target audience and they're communicating their message using hashtags, look at the things that they're doing. A great little tool I use, you might want to write this down, called Icon O Square. It allows you to view your Instagram on your desktop. You can type in keywords, and it'll bring up all the other hashtags that are associated with that keyword. It tells you how many people are using that inside of Instagram, but more importantly, the important people that are using that on Instagram. So that when you're looking to market your business, you can communicate with those individuals and get them to promote your business for you. Find those influencers in these social networks and market to those guys to amplify that message from one to many. ScheduleGram allows you to schedule your images out onto Instagram at a specific time of day. So I shared viral route with you that allows you to do it to Pinterest. You've got ScheduleGram that then allows you to do it from your desktop. So Instagram is only a mobile app, but this tool takes the images from your hard drive and then schedules them to go out at a certain time of day. It also enables you to find your target audience, and then it helps you with your hashtags as well. This is a paid tool, a little bit like a viral route, about $20 a month, but it's a great tool to help you save your time, but still amplify your message out online and stay focused on the business. Defining your communication. This is the part now we've gone through all the different social networks. They've all got their own features, functionalities, the way that they work, the way you communicate. But what's important to you as a business? To stay brand consistent with your message so that your online target audience knows when you're sending out that particular message at that time of day. So what I do with my brands is I go through a specific, depending on where your target audience are, so if this is an online retailer at the moment, the first tweet always goes out at a specific time of day, and it's always about a product. The second tweet is always the company's blog. Third tweet, industry news, things that are happening within the business. Fourth tweet is always a product. Fifth tweet is always about what's happening outside of the brand, so what's happening within the industry. You get that data from Feedly. So once you've done all of your research with Feedly, you now know that you can go and share that content at a certain time of day, but go to one place to help you save your time. You've also got your hashtags that are defined on here. So this is now a box that you sit within the business that allows maybe you as the business owner to hand it to the marketing manager, or then I work with virtual assistants. As I sort of heard earlier, built a business in less than 2 years to be a £1 million business. That was a tech company that I went through one round of investment with, went through to the second round of investment, and I had to close that company down. I had to take that company into liquidation. That was a painful process that I went through of having staff, shareholders, investors, premises. I've now changed my business model completely, and I only have virtual assistants. So by having virtual assistants and a formula to stick to, I have a girl who works over in the Philippines for me that I pay her $4 an hour. She does all of my work for me. She's got an MBA. You can find these people to do the work for you, depending on where you're at with your business at the moment, but have a definition behind the brand. Now you want to do a plan. So inside of my book here, as I mentioned earlier, I've got a 7-day plan. Who'd like a copy of the book? Oh, no, I can't give it to you again. You've already got my DVD. There you go. Inside of the book, I've got templates, processes, structures, strategies, everything from an online perspective. I've got the customer acquisition journey that I've spoken about earlier, of how you can find people online, engage with them, add value to them, bring them into your, as we've heard earlier, your marketing funnel, and then get them to be a happy customer. But I have lots of templates that you can download from my website that will allow you to just keep things simple in regards to what you're doing with your business. But you can see here exactly what it is that I need to do. So once a week, Jenny sends me the 7 days of social media content that she's going to push out, which then I can sign off, and then she can just go and automate it. This is all about helping you save time, to stay focused on working on the business, not in the business. Once you've done the amplification, you know where your target audience are, then it's just a case of listening to those two-way conversations. So what I'm going to do now for you, this is about social media in 30 minutes a day. I'm just going to break this down for you by the minute, exactly how you can do social media in 30 minutes a day. I showed Jenny how to do 7 days worth of content, and she can now populate this document for 7 days worth of content to push out in just 60 minutes. So 60 minutes on a Monday morning, 7 days worth of content ready to be amplified. But if you break that down over the week, that's round about 9 minutes a day. So 9 minutes a day we're using to actually find our information, put it into a document, and then amplify it. but we're doing it once. We're staying focused on the task of amplifying it in one go, but broken down, it's about 9 minutes a day. Then we come to listening. Those people where the message has reached out to them, spend some time listening to that and communicate to them, which is where the mobile app becomes really handy. Jump in just for 3 minutes in the morning, in the afternoon, and then in the evening. Have those two-way conversations. Build those relationships online. That's great to push content out, but back it up in those two-way conversations. Humanize the internet. Keep it simple and have those great conversations. Then you want to focus on retweeting. So I've got an influencer list that I built in Twitter, brought it through to HootSuite, and now I watch what those guys are talking about. If there's something relevant, I will then take that piece of relevance and then go and share it with my online audience at that moment. So I'm retweeting that content that's relevant to my target audience at that very moment. So just take a couple of minutes to do that. Retweet that information. Somebody's talking about you, great. Retweet back, quote back to them. Just take a few minutes to do that a day. 5 minutes to follow people. Just 5 minutes. Go to where you're... So how many people here got a tweet from me? Who got tweeted that from me? Okay, there's a couple of guys at the back. So part of what I call my customer acquisition journey, which I tasked Jenny to do, was to go onto the Click Consult Twitter account and start following the people that are on that Twitter account and then communicating to them about being here today. So take a couple of minutes to find where your target audience are, follow them, and engage with them. And then last of all, analyze. We've heard about that this morning, how important it is to analyze that data, how not to react to the analyzing of that data, to let it settle down. So something that I'd like to share with everybody today, if they're interested, this is a social media analytics dashboard. It's a link that I can send through to you guys, that all you have to do is click on the link and it will automatically open up as a social media dashboard in your Google Analytics account. But it tells me where my target audience are most engaged with me as a brand because they're coming over to my website. So you can see here, we've got 249 people from Twitter, and then we've got 10 people inside Pinterest. Where do I spend my time? Social media is important. Google is telling us that we do need to be using social media to engage with our target audience. But where do you spend your time as a business? It can be very overwhelming. There are 5, 6 top players. Focus on the ones that you love. Twitter is the one that I love. But it doesn't mean that I don't push my content out across the other social networks and listen. But focus on 1 or 2 social networks, nail those, and make them work for you and for your business. So that's the end of my presentation today. I just want to say thank you very much for being an engaging audience. I do hope you got some value from what I shared with you. All the templates are downloadable from my website. If you want any of the slides, actually went out at 1 o'clock today. So if you follow me on Twitter, at WVRKnight, the presentation went out so that I scheduled it to go out at 1 o'clock. And then you just click on it and go and read them in SlideShare. So thank you very much for being a great audience.